back to Post TV. I'm Chase Borland.
And I'm Dan Gray. We're very happy that you've tuned in.
The infamous OU Halloween was this past weekend, and multimedia posties were able to capture some footage from the many house parties, bars, and the block party. Looks like everyone was having a blast. Hopefully next year can compete. I don't know about you, but I had a great time at Halloween.
I was just trying to stay warm, but yeah, I did have a good time. The College of Health and Sciences put on their Fall into Health event this Wednesday, which specifically helps underclassmen finding their way in clubs, resources, and outlets. Let's take a look at the event.
The Bobcat Student Nursing Organization, also known as BSNO, hosted Fall into Health at Grover Center on Wednesday. The event promoted different student organizations and resources for specifically underclassmen new to campus.
So this event today is our School of Nursing Health and Wellness event called Fall into Health. Our real main focus was to create a space for students to talk about self-care, how to take care of themselves as college students, but also get resources from different student organizations, campus partners, and partners here in Athens to just get information from them.
The main point behind the event is for students of the College of Health Science and Professions to walk around and become connected and network between the multitude of clubs offered here on campus.
So we have about 16 different organizations ranging from physical therapy, athletic training. We have NISLA, which is our Speech and Language Association, SAA, our audiology program. We have our health department, we have our counseling and psychological services, our dean's office, our ACE center, our nursing organization, as well as our emergency nursing club. And then finally, I think what a big thing is our Forepaws, who brought in our service dogs and training for students to interact and kind of get some good serotonin.
So there's a lot of resources across from campus. We tried to reach out to all of the interdisciplinary schools within CHSP. There's also health promotion, there's the health department, there's well-being coaching. There's just plenty of resources from on campus and off campus as well.
My name is Corey Roger. I'm a junior here studying Hearing, Speech, and Language Sciences. So this is NISLA, that stands for the National Student Speech, Language, and Hearing Association. So what that means basically is that we kind of work with the Department of Hearing, Speech, and Language Sciences, and we get people to come in and talk about their professional experiences, how we can improve our resumes, that kind of thing. And then we also have professionals come in and talk about their experiences, so we can kind of look forward to future careers in either audiology or speech-language pathology. It's also a really cool club to get involved in, so you can kind of connect with your peers that are in the same major as you and have the same interest.
The student-run event is the best way for CHSP students to become integrated into the college and into the university. It's also the best way for the students to be checked in on by the college itself.
I think the big takeaway, again, is just seeing what resources are available to students. I think as long as we impact at least one student, I think the event is going to be, I think the turnout was great.
I think this event is important because as college students, we go through a lot of stress, deal with a lot of different things, and having a space to learn about self-care and how to take care of themselves as college students, especially with our freshmen, our sophomores, who really are still trying to figure themselves out. They have that moment and that day to take care of themselves and also talk about how they can take care of themselves as well.
Looks like the Fall into Health event was filled with informative fun for those students. Thanks, guys.
In the U.S., one controversy seems to take spotlight around this time of year: daylight savings time. We sent some posties out to Court Street to get some insight into some opinions on the topic. Every year in November and March, Americans moan and groan about the changing of the clocks. This is the process of ensuring darkness falls at a later time in warmer months, which is historically used by farmers for their crops. Nowadays, it seems that it's a useless practice that upsets most Americans. Here's what Ohio University students had to say about it.
Right, so I am here with
Madison.
And we are just asking people with daylight savings time coming up if they know whether to move their clocks forward or backward.
You turn it back because you're falling back.
Perfect, correct.
With daylight savings time coming up, are you guys excited about it? Are you against daylight savings?
It's mighty fine to be saving time.
That's very true.
Saving daylight without a fight.
Very true, very true. That's a good point.
I am a cat. I sleep 20 hours a day. So it really doesn't matter to me whether there's daylight savings time or not because I sleep so much.
So we're just asking people what they know, if they know what to do for daylight savings, if they know to move their clocks forward or backward.
Well, I know you do one of the two, and usually my phone does it for me, luckily. So.
Okay.
Regardless of people's views, Athens got to prepare for the time jump that's on its way.
The Leaves are still putting on a show here in Athens. Let's take a look at some of the best spots to see the fall colors.
In a city renowned for its shimmering fall season, it's fairly easy to find a spot in Athens to take in the colors. Many streets and landmarks in Athens provide ridgeline overlooks, view corridors into various parts of the city, or extensive, wooded, winding roadways. This list is by no means all-inclusive, but it does cover most of Athens with its available sightlines and angles.
I'm definitely excited to take in all the fall sights and cool temperatures before the snow falls.
I know I have a few of my favorite spots to look at the fall sights on campus.
This week's podcast is the first episode of Ask Me Athens, where Emma, Trey, and Eva discuss how to break off a friends with benefits situationship. Yikes.
What up? I'm Trey.
I'm Emma.
I'm Eva.
And this is
Ask Me Athens.
Welcome to the first episode of Ask Me Athens, a podcast dedicated to giving advice to college students, not only in Athens, Ohio, but outside of Athens, Ohio as well.
Can't wait to give that podcast a listen. Now let's toss it over to James for a quick look at our weather.
All right, good to see you again. My name is James Zinnbauer. I'm your forecaster for this week, courtesy of Ohio University's Scalia Lab. And if you haven't gone outside in the last few days, I don't blame you because it is very, very cold. After Tuesday, we got a low pressure system that had moved through the area. We got a little bit, even snow flurries moving in Halloween evening if you're out during that time. It's pretty cool to see in my opinion. But if you're sick of this cold, I don't blame you. But I got good news for you as well because it's not going to last forever. All right, so we're getting some warmer air that starts to move into our area once again. That lower pressure system off to our east is going to keep moving further away. Higher pressure is going to keep building. Clear skies, only a few clouds in the area, warmer temperatures are all going to be present for the rest of this week into the weekend as well. Looking at Friday, we're getting temperatures in the upper 50s, which is great. Saturday, Sunday, we're getting temperatures in the lower 60s, mid 60s as well, which for this time of year is a little uncommon. So if you're out, have fun, enjoy this. It's not going to last forever. So moving into Monday and Tuesday as well, Monday's going to see a high of 67 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Tuesday, though, we get a low pressure system that starts to track into the area. Going to get cloudy again, going to get a couple showers here and there. But as this information is pretty far out, don't take it word for word just yet. But in a summary, if you're going around this weekend, enjoy it. Have fun. It's going to be so pleasant outside. Start of next week, maybe bring out the umbrella once again. But as always, I'm your forecaster. I will see you next week, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Over the weekend, the football team competed in the fan-loved Battle of the Bricks against Miami of Ohio. The Bobcats lost 30-60. The next football game is away on Tuesday, November 7th against Bowling Green. On Wednesday night, Ohio University's women's basketball team played in an exhibition game against Marietta, where the Bobcats defeated Marietta in a 92-62 score. On Friday, the field hockey team will compete against Miami in the MAC semifinals, and the D1 hockey team will play against Syracuse. Both games start at 7 p.m. at Bird Ice Arena. On Thursday morning, the women's soccer team competed against Bowling Green State University, where the Bobcats won in a 2-1 score. This is the first time OU beat Bowling Green since 2015. Now the Bobcats will take on Kent State on Sunday, November 5th for the MAC championship. That's all for sports. Back to you, Danny.
Thanks, Cassie. As we both know, Halloween brings out a lot of variety in costumes. We went around the newsroom and decided to ask what posties wore for Halloween.
My Halloween costume this year was Austin Powers, and I wore a little jumpsuit and his little frilly necklace thingy, and it was very fun.
I was Perry the Platypus, and it was awesome.
I was Princess and the Pauper with my roommate, and I was also David Pumpkins from this one SNL skit.
I went as Minnie Mouse.
I was a mechanic for Halloween.
So on Friday, my first costume, I was Dr. Shots, the surgeon of shots. I delivered shots. It's what I did. It was my duty. And then the second day, I was a pirate, and that was a lot of fun as well, too. So had some good costumes this year.
Okay, this year for Halloween, I did Captain Underpants, which was so fun. Loved wearing my cape. Turned out great. And then I did Serena and Blair from Gossip Girl. I was Serena, my best friend was Blair.
I only had one Halloween costume because I was gone for actual Halloween, but I was Clark Kent on Friday night.
We posties clearly love showing our Halloween spirit. What'd you dress up as?
I was Elton John.
Oh, cool. What's your favorite song?
I would have to say Benny and the Jets.
It's a classic, yeah.
What did you go as?
Waldo.
Did people find you?
Every 15 feet.
The Post and other student media took a trip to Atlanta, Georgia for the College Media Convention and were able to vlog their whole trip. Let's take a look at this chaos.
Kendall.
Oh my god. And we are off. Only for kids. Hold on. How do you get it open?
I think it'd be easier since it's for kids.
Here it is. It's chewable.
I don't think you can have that open once
Well, I will close it in a second. Here, wait, where's Clark? Where's Clark?
She's not maybe after college.
Light, pull down that red tab to inflate the vest to manually inflate blow into the tube at your shoulder. Your life vest has a light that will automatically activate contact with water. Please.
Raised by the rain, saved by the pain, ain't but a thing. Somebody says I'm gonna need some else to burn. Daddy and I got nowhere to turn. I'm about to be jumping the circle. I'm not in the mix, but don't act like you ain't heard. I blast to get wet. Well, work for the my peace can't be slurred. My mind still on dreams. So much
It's a fun car. Hopefully they didn't lose her bag.
I'm like getting scared.
We finally made it off this one. Oh no. Oh. Sorry.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
That's on what?
Your sinus infection.
You know, my ears hurt, my nose hurts, everything hurts. But we're in Atlanta. So.
Yeah, Reese. Down in Atlanta.
There it is.
Down to, yeah.
Cute. Oh my god, I look like a linebacker.
Are you serious?
Feel like I've been gave another chance and it ain't wasted on gambles. Cause I knew I would be this fastest in Pampers. They say that he won't put nothing on you can't handle. So I just see a few more ships on my mantle. Somebody says I'm gonna need something else to burn. Daddy and I got nowhere to turn. I'm about to be jumping the curve. I'm not in the mix, but don't act like you ain't heard. I pass to your word. Well, work for the
Kendall, what are you thinking right now?
You don't really want to know what I'm thinking.
Oh no.
I'm thinking about time to go to lunch. About to go to the Hard Rock Cafe. And if I don't get a crispy chicken sandwich and a Dr. Pepper, I'm gonna be pissed.
The college media convention was a success, and our posties learned so much while winning some impressive awards. We can't wait for the next convention.
Now, let's toss it over to the assistant news editor, Donovan, to see what the editorial staff has been up to.
Thanks, Danny. My name is Donovan Hunt. I'm the assistant news editor at The Post, and I'm here to give a sneak peek at our new election edition. We start off with Anna Miller's amazing story about Issue 1 and how it got on the ballot, why it's on the ballot, and how important it is. We have two stories about the levies in Athens City and County. One is over the Athens City Middle School, and the other is to raise funds for the Athens County Emergency Medical Services. Jack Solon wrote about how Student Senate gave voter guides out to help people prepare. Avery St. George wrote about how local Democrats are optimistic that issues 1 and 2 regarding abortion access and legal marijuana will pass this November. Abby Bloss wrote Blue in the Red Sea, How Athens Remains an Outlier. It's about how Athens City and County have remained blue while being in red state. The Challenger, who is running as an independent. Grace Konecki wrote about poll workers discussing election season experiences, and Nyla Gilbert wrote about a voter's guide, or a first-time voter guide to reading ballots. There was also a letter to the editor submitted by Dr. Kelly Ferguson on behalf of Pumpkin, who is our amazing Board of Elections cat, who, despite his old age, is still very alive and doing well. You can read about this and much more at any of our newsstands, pick up our print edition, or go to the postathens.com and check out our landing page.
Thanks, Donovan. Election Day is coming up for all Ohioans, and this includes some important measures on the ballot, such as issues 1 and 2. We took to Court Street to see if some students and locals were informed, knowledgeable, and aware of what's coming up.
There are many important things on the ballot in Athens this election cycle, but I talked to some people about the 2 hot-button issues this year and how they're feeling about voting.
Why is voting in this election important?
It's so important for everyone. It's seriously about human rights, like especially issue 1, and it's about basic human rights, and I feel like everyone needs to be, 1, informed and educated on the matter, and also involved.
Voting in this election is important, not because of issue 2, but because of issue 1. We need to, whatever. That's not the death of it. But abortions, that is, stuff that, actually matters and could affect people and does affect people. So, that is, what is important.
The criminalization of weed is important to me, that isn't continued, because that's not good. And then reproductive rights are obviously important to me as a woman.
What would you tell someone who's thinking about voting in this election?
I would say do your research and educate yourself, and don't think of it from your own perspective. Put yourself in other people's shoes, and don't be ignorant.
Be informed. Use all sides. It's a good voting information tool. And vote with your morals, I guess.
Do it. Vote. Voting is important. You need to vote. Go off and vote. Even if you're not too sure, get on your computer, look a few things up, and then just go out and vote. So simple, so easy.
I know I have my ballot, and I hope everyone is showing up to cast their votes on Tuesday, November 7th. Happy election, Bobcats!
Thank you for tuning into the Post TV. You can catch all these full-length videos at thepostathens.com. I'm Dan Gray.
And I'm Chase Borland. Make sure to check out the Post Multimedia Instagram at the Post Multimedia. See you next week.